Hello guys, Action here, also known as Adrian fan, back there in the video, and today I will be just finishing my my season reviews for the Secret Life of the American Teenager. We're going to start with seasons 4 and 5, just to get straight into it, and I just hope my memory is not fuzzy when it comes to these seasons, because again, I rewatched the show back in April when I started my job. So yeah, that's when I was watching. I was binging the show again. So, and then I remember that time when I had to take so many days off because it was so crazy in the summertime. Like, there were really a lot of weekends where I was so tired from the summer days on my job that I wasn't even able to do rants. But today, since I feel like I'm free and it's just quiet day, why not do this? So we're going to talk about seasons 4 and 5, and I'm going to do it in one big video because, y'all, honestly, I don't know if anyone else who watched the show, but to me, seasons 4 and 5 are the weakest of this show. And this is why I started realizing that the show kind of was starting to lose plot a little bit. So we're going to start with season 4 first. We're going to talk about season 4, and then season 5. But let's start with season 4. I'm going to do this how I did what every other video I did. I'm going to talk about each character and talk about the storylines that they had this season, and we're going to start from there. First thing I want to mention before I get into it, and that is that I don't care about Grace or Jack in this show anymore. I stopped caring about Grace after season 2, and as for Jack, the last time Jack was interesting was in season 1, when he was in the drama, in the mix of everything. That's it. When he started going out with that older girl that was in her 20s, which was very weird, I didn't care about Jack anymore. But when the show first started, when him and Adrian were sexually involved with each other and all that, that's when I thought Jack was interesting. Other than that, Jack does not fit in with this cast. He does not fit in with these characters, and you can tell because he out of all 5 of those characters, Jack has the least involvement with any of them. He doesn't interact with Amy. He's never interacted with Amy. I think him and Ben interacted one time. He hardly interacts with Ricky, and I would say he interacts more with Adrian. But it's like, you would think if he was to be around these characters, you would think he would have more interaction, especially since Jack, Adrian, and Ricky, all of them are in the same grade, and he doesn't even interact with Ricky. That's what I feel about Jack. As for Grace, I feel like her character was such a wasted potential. I guess wasted potential isn't a good way to say it. I feel like her character was, I would say, somewhat wasted potential, because I feel like they kept her on the show to be the gag reel. Grace was the gag of the show. Everything she said, everything she did was meant to make you laugh. I feel like I liked her a lot more in seasons 1 and 2, even though she was hella naive. Hella naive. And I already made a video about that, about why I think she was, and I think it's because of how the lady who wrote the show, how she perceived Christians to be. I think she thinks because people who are Christians, that they are easily forgivable, easily gullible, and they're super naive. I think she thinks because Christians believe in God and the higher power, that they are easily able to believe anything that might sound ridiculous or naive. And it's such that's how she thinks of people, because you could definitely tell watching the show that that's definitely how she thought about Grace. That she just thinks Grace is stupid, easy gullible, and that Grace is stupid. Like, she really makes Grace not know anything about the human body or how sex works or anything. How you supposed to say you're not gonna have sex, but yet you don't even know what some of the sexual positions are. Like, you have no idea what the human sexuality is. Like, that's kind of how she wrote Grace, and it was just really annoying. Like, she turned Grace into a pick-me in season 1 after. Grace wasn't a pick-me at first, but then she became a pick-me after she found out about Ricky and Adrian. Her and Adrian started pretty much battling over Ricky. And I just like after season 2, Grace was just there. And then she was just, and then not only that, she made Grace just date all the time. Grace just dates all the time. I don't care about her and Jack back and forth. I don't care for that. And then she made Grace someone who just gossips all the time. She tells everyone's business. That got really, really annoying. To the point where it's like, even though I don't buy into her and Adrian's friendship, but even to the point when it comes to gossiping about Adrian, like, I thought this would be your bitch, but yet you're gossiping about her. How does that make sense? Child, anyway, we're going to move on from Grace and Jack. I don't think they fit in here. And the last character that I'm going to talk about who has finally left the show, Ashley Juergens left this season. That hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Ashley left this season. Thank fucking God. I hate Ashley. Ooh, I hate her. And when I get to my season 3 review, y'all are going to know why. I hate Ashley. I never liked Ashley. I was so happy when she decided to hit the road and just go away, because that was the best decision she ever made as a character. Her character was annoying. Her character had no development. Her character was just there to be nosy and to get everyone's business and to act like she knew everything. That's why her character was there. She acted like she just knew everything about the whole motherfucking world. You don't know shit, bitch. How about that? You don't know nothing. That's what I have to say. We're gonna get into the characters, and the characters that matter at this point is just the main four: Ricky and Amy, and Ben and Adrian. These are the only characters in the show who actually mattered at this point. It really felt like the writers kind of just lost ideas on what to do with the other characters. It really felt like that. So once I get to talk about the characters, how I feel about them, and their storylines, I'm just gonna give my overall opinions of season 4, and then we're gonna jump right into season 5 after. So, I thought I'd do this backwards. Instead of starting with Amy and Ricky like I always do, I thought I would start with Ben and Adrian. And out of the two, I think I want to talk about Ben first. Let's talk about Ben. Let's get Ben out the way. Ben. To honestly be surprising, Ben did not get on my nerves, annoy me as much as in this season. He had his annoying moments, but he didn't really get on my nerves as much. I definitely understood where he was coming from when it came to the whole Adrian thing. I feel like when it came to him and Adrian losing their baby, I definitely feel like Adrian never once considered how Ben was feeling about anything. And I do think, so I can understand why she decided to clean out the nursery, because it wasn't good to keep it there. I can't really say whether or not it was good or not, because I've never been in her situation. I like to always think of real life when it comes to things like this, because what they went through was real. They had a stillborn child. And I guess what I could say is that it wasn't healthy to keep it there, because I feel like it just made her more sad, and I feel like it was going to make you more sad, and maybe the best thing to do is just look at the room a few more times, just sit there, think about what it would be like if she was here, and then I guess the best thing to do is just to pack up the room. But if a parent chooses to not pack up their kid's room who did pass away, I feel like that's also up to you. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing to get rid of it. I'm just saying for Adrian's experience, I could understand why she wanted to get rid of it. It was making her more depressed, it was making her more sad, and she really wanted to pick herself up, and I get that. And I think the biggest reason why Adrian decided to pack up the nursery without consulting Ben was because Ben kind of suppressed his feelings a lot in season 4. Like, he seemed sad, but I don't think he acted on it enough. Like, he don't come into her nursery. Yeah, he's sad, but he don't really like to talk about it. He always tells everyone that he's fine. He doesn't come into her nursery. Even if Ben wasn't coming in there and wasn't crying his eyes out about losing his daughter, he had every right to unleash on Adrian about saying that it was his daughter and it was his daughter's nursery, and how could she do that without even consulting him. I absolutely fucking agree. She had no right giving away those things without consulting Ben about it, about any of it. that was wrong. She was wrong. What I don't respect for Ben for doing is trying to blame her for how things went down in season 2 when they slept together. You talk about, I love Amy and I risked it all for whatnot with you. Ben, you were a consulting teenager that night. Adrian didn't make you do anything you didn't want to do. So sometimes point the finger at someone. That's that crybaby shit that he always trying to do. Point the finger at somebody. He takes like zero accountability. You had sex with Adrian because you wanted to get payback on Amy for kissing Ricky. Just like how she wanted to have sex with you to get back at Ricky. Y'all both did it for your own selfish, revengeful reasons. Stop trying to find someone else to blame. I don't agree with him trying to say that he didn't want to marry Adrian. That I do believe. Because when I get into it in season 3, I would just say here, if y'all watch season 3, Ben was really forced into doing things that he really didn't want to do when it came to how to handle the pregnancy. He was forced to give Adrian an engagement ring, a friendship ring that his dad wanted him to give to Adrian. Trying to say there's not an engagement ring, it's just a friendship ring. Why didn't he give her a friendship ring for? And then Adrian's dad tries to console Ben and Ben's dad into getting Ben to marry Adrian. He thinks because Adrian is pregnant that she needs to be married to the father of her baby, which is like, this is the 1950s. I was lived in the 1950s. Ben was pretty much doing things, he was pretty much forced to do things in season 3 that he really didn't want to do. I don't think he wanted to marry Adrian. I don't think he wanted to live with her. I think what he wanted to do was just be there for his child, but everyone else is telling him to do this, do that, do this, do that. He believes that he's the good guy, and he does it anyway. First of all, having someone do something that you don't want to do, and you do it anyway, you're a dummy, in my opinion. You're a dummy. Why would you force your father why would you force your dad into giving you a ring and then give it to Adrian? You could have easily turned the ring down and said no, it will give her the wrong impression. And it did. Because as soon as he put the ring on her finger and her parents saw it, they thought they were getting married. And then her mother said that she don't think that's a good idea, that doesn't need to happen. Her dad's saying yes it does. That Ben is a great guy and he will actually be there for her so they should get married. That made no sense to me. I just feel like when it came to that situation, Ben was dumb. He was a dummy for letting other people put their opinions on what they should do into his ear. Like, no. But I like all the other shit that he's trying to do, like blame her for how things went down and things like that. And I feel like if he still didn't want to marry Adrian, he could have easily told her no. He didn't want to do none of this stuff for her. He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to live together. It's like, why would you have your dad buy a condo for y'all when y'all trying to basically live it up like this is going to be the best thing in y'all life, being teenage parents. This shit is a hard battle. Y'all living it up. Y'all just acting like it's a fairy tale. I don't even think him and Adrian were emotionally ready or mature enough to understand what bringing a child at 17 and 16 really meant. They thought because they had the condo and because they had emotional support that they didn't have to learn anything, that they didn't have to consider how hard it was going to be. And I didn't like that. And that's because Leo spoils the fuck out of Ben. He spoiled him. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad idea to make sure they have their privacy. That's not a bad idea. But I feel like if they want to have and the reason why he bought him that condo is because he thought they were emotionally mature enough to handle it on their own. Like they're not gonna really need people as much. And it's like, no, when you're having a baby at 16, 17, that's when you should be leaning on people the most for emotional support. That just to me is just spoiling. How the fuck him and Adrian go get back and forth to school? How the fuck him and who's gonna watch their daughter when they go into school? Daycare? They weren't thinking about any of that stuff, and that's because people were spoiling them, and they thought because they had emotional support that they didn't have to think or learn about any of that stuff because people were gonna do it for them. That's the problem with Ben. His whole life he's been doing shit for him. He's never had to do a goddamn thing, and he relies on his dad for way too much. And Leo does it for him. And I think it's because Ben is the only child, and I think it's because he don't want to lose his son, so he has to say yes certain things. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't have to do shit. You should have not gotten Ben that condo because him and Adrian are not emotionally mature for it. Like, what the fuck? Man, whatever. Outside of that, I just didn't like Ben for blaming Adrian for all that, as if he was not a consenting teenager in that situation, and we're not going to do that. The fact that he tried to go to Amy, this is where he started his obsession with Amy again in this season. It got really out of hand, it got really annoying, and it was just like, oh my gosh, man, take a hint. He tried to tell Amy that they were so good together, that he never loved anyone the way he loved her. And she said that she loved him too, but she said it was never going to work. And I agree, because her and Ben, that was not a love story. It was a story based on codependency and being comfortable. Amy leaned on Ben because it was comfortable. It was not love. It was comfort. Love is not comfort. And when it comes to the codependency part, is that her and Ben did not know who they were once they got together. It's either two, they immediately stopped falling. They immediately stopped being in love with each other because that relationship was based on comfort. He said, well, we don't have no. He said we don't have no hobbies that we do together. We don't do things together. And she said that she's just too tired all the time. She leans on Ben way too much for comfort, and I feel like that's when the codependency just came from, because I feel like her and Ben just did not know who they were when they were together. Amy was still figuring who she was as a teenage mom and a teenager. Then you don't even know who you are. You just want to date and you just want to have sex. You just want to indulge in your horniness, which is not wrong. That's what teenager guys do. But it's like, you should respect the fact that Amy is not ready for any of those things because she just had a baby. And if you can't respect that, then y'all shouldn't be together. Like, that relationship based on comfort, not love. And it's so great seeing how much mature Amy has gotten over the season and how much Ben has not matured. Ben has not matured at all in this show. He was immature from the very beginning. Like, me thinking at a young age that he was so mature for asking for her hand in marriage and wanted to do all these great things as a guy, it's like, no, that's immaturity. A 15-year-old boy who's thinking rationally would never get down on one knee and ask a girl who was also 15, pregnant by another guy, to marry him. He would never tell everyone that the baby is his. He would never. The fact that Van was inserting himself into conversations and decision planning, that to me is immaturity. You did not make this child. You have no reason to be a part of any decision making whatsoever. So why are you here? That to me is immaturity. So no, Ben wasn't immature. But it's crazy seeing how much Amy matured by season 3. Because I do think Amy was very immature in the first 2 seasons. A lot of her actions and like the way she spoke sometimes, a lot of it was immaturity. Not all of it, but some of it. When it comes to her feelings, I feel like people always just excuse it as her being dramatic when it's like, no. But half the time, Amy was really right about her feelings. I feel like her feelings were not considered enough, especially in season 1. Oh my God, I feel like her feelings were not considered enough in season 1. And I mentioned that when I said that she had no emotional support in her pregnancy. But Ben really got on my nerves with his obsession with Amy, and I was happy that they decided, like, it started in season 4, but it really, really got out of hand by season 5. So he told Amy that Ricky's never going to change. He's not a good guy. He's not good enough for you. He said that sooner or later he's going to hurt you. That's who he is. Amy said that's who he was. Ben, I'm not leaving you for Ricky. Even if me and Ricky didn't work out, I'm never coming back to you. Get the fuck over it. Get over it and get over me. Like, just get the fuck over it, bro. So after that happened, he had like a whole drinking problem storyline, which I just didn't care about. I didn't care about. That came and went. He had and then there was a storyline with him and Adrian. I'm going to mention this too when I get to Adrian because, oh my gosh, her in this season. He had a storyline again with Adrian where she got better and she came back to school and Her and Ben were still living together in a condo because he didn't want to move back home. So he decided he would stay there, but he would sleep on the couch. Adrian tells Grace that she's gonna seduce Ben into having sex with her again, so she can get pregnant. Child, she tried so many advances to get Ben to have sex with her. On her prom night, when she told him that she didn't want to sleep alone tonight in the bed, and she said that they didn't have to do anything, they could just cuddle. He said, you know, that's a good idea, so he left. She tried everything, and she couldn't get Ben to have sex with her. So when that didn't work, she decided that she didn't want Ben anymore. Who did she want? She wanted Ricky. I'm gonna try my best not to even indulge in all that right now because I'm gonna say that for Adrian. But the moral of the story of this storyline is that Ben found out from Grace that Adrian was trying to get pregnant again. So he told her. Adrian ended her friendship with Grace, and then when she came back, she told Ben that she can't help it. She loved Ricky, even though he's a better guy. She loved him, and she's gonna find a way to be with him. Ben leaves. He moves back in with his dad, and then he starts dating some other girl named Dylan. I didn't care about this storyline either with Ben. But then what really took me out was that Alice and Henry, and y'all, I had to go back to this episode to remember it because I didn't remember it, because season 4 was really the first 9 episodes of season 4. No, I would say the first 10. The first 10 episodes were really good. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. The first 14 episodes. Episodes 1 through 14 were really good to me. After that, it really just like the season kind of lost its word. Like, the only reason why I was watching at that point was for Amy and Ricky at that point. Like, it was just for them at that point. They're the only ones who had anything going on. It's like, I don't really care about these other storylines. Like, I really don't. And, that's the storyline. Like I said, I had to go back and watch. Henry and Alice broke up, and Alice came to confide in Ben. Y'all know what Ben did? Ben slept with his best friend's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. It still mattered because they were fresh off a breakup, and she was emotionally distraught, and y'all have sex, and you feel no remorse about it. Like, even when Henry checked him, he felt no remorse about it. He said you shouldn't have broken up with her then. What? Are you serious, Ben? Then Henry decided that he wanted his payback. Guess who he went to sleep with to get back at Alice and Ben? He slept with Adrian. When I tell y'all that Adrian has no morals, she is male-centered as fuck. Like, I did not like Adrian. Through all 5 seasons of the show, Adrian never, ever changed. She was only cool with it because it's what he wanted. And it's like, girl, you don't know how to say no? You don't know how to say no. So it didn't matter to you that him and Ben were friends. It didn't matter to you that he dated Alice. None of that mattered to you. It didn't matter to you that you were also Ben's ex-wife and this is going to get messy. That didn't matter to you. Even if he did come to you and say, hey, can you have sex with me to get back at Ben? You can't say no. You can't say no. Y'all, child, that really took me off the loop. And then when Ben checked her about it, she said it didn't mean anything. She said that it didn't mean anything. She said they've been through worse. She said then what her and Henry did. Ben forgave her, but he didn't forgive Henry. His best fucking friend. Even though he was the one who did go to Adrian, Adrian could have still said no. He didn't have sex with him by himself. He had sex with Adrian. That shit pissed me off to no end. To no fucking end, bro. I couldn't believe that shit. I feel like Ben, he was cool this season. He was alright because he didn't get on my nerves as much, and I feel like his storylines were really filler storylines, which I loved. Which is mean I saw him less in this season, which is a hooray for me. I'm gonna have to give Ben storylines in this season outside of him. Except for him and Adrian, I'm giving that an A. Everything else is an F because I don't even like the idea of him sleeping with Alice. In my opinion, I feel like Ben, Alice, and Henry had the best friendship in the show, and you ruin that by having him sleep with Alice. Like, I don't even think the friendship was the same anymore. I don't even think they were in season 5, Henry and Alice. I don't remember seeing them. Like, the writers intentionally ruined the friendship by doing that. They were the realest friends Ben had. They always told him when he was wrong. They always held him accountable. They always try to give him a dose of reality when he needed one. And you ruin that by having him sleep with Alice, and then by having Henry sleep with Ben's ex-wife, who he got married to, and they lost their baby together with. Yeah, that's smart. Listen, I can understand doing things for drama, but when the drama is stupid, I don't appreciate it. This was dumb. All of that was dumb. That was so dumb. It didn't go anywhere. It was no point of it. And then the two characters just disappeared. Like, what was the point of this? It was so stupid. Child, I digress. Let's move on to Adrian. Adrian in season 4. Ooh, where do I even begin with? Where do I even begin with Adrian? Adrian in season 4. She, in the first couple episodes, I would say she was, I think she started feeling better around like episode 8. Episode 5 is when she started to pick herself up, because that's when she started to go with the nursery. I think she came back to school in episode 7 or 8. So Adrian, the first couple episodes, was really sad. She was really depressed. Oh my god, I'm going to mention something about Ben. I'm mentioning here though. She was really depressed about losing her baby, which is like what kind of mother wouldn't be. She didn't want to go to school. She didn't want to see anyone. Amy came to see her in the first episode, and she asked Adrian how she's doing and everything like that, and she said it sucks. And she told Amy that she could talk to her about her and Ricky. She said that she doesn't mind Amy talking about her and Ricky in a relationship. Amy tells her that Ricky actually moved in with him, and she said, right now, you're gonna do that right now? She said, yeah. She said, do you think that's a good idea right now? She said, yeah. We're happy relationship, and we have a son. It makes sense to just move in with each other. It doesn't make sense to me to be over here, him to be over there, when they can both see their son every single day. He could go to daycare. Ricky can pick him up. Well, actually, Amy picks him up when she comes home from school, and Ricky just getting off work. So that way they still have time to spend time together as a family. So she said, that's good. I'm happy for you guys. As soon as Amy leaves, Ben comes home. She tells Ben that Amy and Ricky are moving in with each other, and that she don't understand how they can do that when they're going through this hard time right now, which is ridiculous. What does them moving in with each other have anything to do with your situation? It's crazy to me how in this show people find any reason to be obsessed with Amy and Ricky. I'm not lying to y'all. People are obsessed with Amy and Ricky. Literally. So Ben cons himself into going to go check Amy about it. He stopped Ricky in the hallway and said, have you seen Amy, and talk to her? He said that he is okay to talk to Amy unless you got a problem with that. Ricky said, why you almost asking me to talk to Amy like she's my property? He said, you want to talk to Amy? Go talk to Amy. He said, no, I want to talk to you. He said, what gives Amy the right to go tell Adrian that y'all moved in with each other when she's going through this bad time? Ricky said that you know that she spent time with me at the apartment because we work together, you dummy. Right, you know that. He said being over there and staying over there are two different things. He said this is why him and Adrian are having such a bad time, because he said that people is just so rude and they're so insensitive. He said he brought Amy over to bring a little happiness to her dark day. He said she decided to make it all about herself by bringing up the apartment. So Ricky said let's go talk outside. They go outside. Ricky tells him that it's not Adrian who has a problem with it, it's him, because he wants out of that marriage with Adrian. Period, point blank. Ricky had to get real with his ass for a minute. Let me get real with you. You're the one who got a problem with her being in the apartment because you're the one who wants out of your marriage. You try to use this whole situation about us moving in as a way to get mad to get out of your marriage for Adrian. Don't ever try to use me and Amy as a way to get out of the fucking marriage, bro. He tells Ben that him and Adrian got married for all the wrong reasons. They did. Him and Adrian only got together because she was having a baby. Period, point blank. He had no intention on ever being with Adrian when they slept together. He wasn't really into her like that. It was just they slept together. But as soon as Adrian got pregnant, he's around more. He's more attentive. Bro, it was only because she was pregnant. Like, that's the only reason. He had no intention of being with Adrian if she wasn't pregnant. It was only because she was pregnant. I don't care about him getting to know her and knowing that she was a real human being and yada 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 yang. I don't care about none of that. He only was interested in Adrian because she was pregnant. Period, point blank. Ricky is telling the truth. And how he told him that just because she did get pregnant doesn't mean you owe her, her parents, your dad. You don't owe the universe anything by trying to have a relationship with her. Did Ricky and Amy get together when she had the kid? No. They co-parent. You didn't see Ricky propose to her. You didn't see Ricky try to be her boyfriend. Like he said, I had no intention on being with Amy when she was pregnant or after she had the baby. It took a long time for me to get to know Amy. A very long time. I feel like her and Ricky really didn't get to know each other, or like, I think in the first 2 seasons it was just like, I had a baby with him, like I had a baby with my one night stand, and that's kind of the vibe I got from her and Ricky when it happened. But I feel like by I feel like towards the end of season 2, I feel like her and Ricky started to come around the corner, and then it really changed around season 3. Her and Ricky, it just felt different, it felt right, and putting them together was the best decision that the show ever did. But I feel like from the very beginning that's what they were doing anyway. It just took time. So yeah, he told Ben that even if him and Amy don't work out, him and Amy, that's over. Him and Adrian, that's over. It's not, no more going back, none of that shit. We're not doing that. You're the one who has a problem with Amy moving in because you want out of your marriage. Don't put that shit on us. Put that shit on you. So like, move around, boogie on down. So after that, Adrian decides to get herself together. She does. She cleans up the nursery without telling Ben. She then screams her head off. He apologizes. Adrian forgives him. She said she was wrong for not telling him. She was. And her and Ben decide to live together, even though they're not married. They still decide to live together, even though they didn't sign any papers or anything like that. I remember them just stopped living together this season. But after he left, they just stopped. They didn't sign any divorce papers or anything. She gave the ring back, and she tried to get the ring back, but he said she could keep it. So they live together, but then she tells Grace that she's gonna seduce Ben into having sex with her so she can get pregnant. That didn't work, so Adrian starts to send Ricky messages about how much she wants to be with him again. And y'all, this storyline where Adrian or her trying to get Ricky back, this proves to me just how much of a male-centered character Adrian really is, and how much she just doesn't change. Her feelings for Ricky come out of nowhere. Her feelings for Ricky come out of the fact that she cannot handle rejection. Ben didn't want her, so she thinks Ricky is going to want her. That's why she stuck with him. That's why she stuck with Henry, if y'all really think about it, because Adrian can't handle rejection. She's still dealing with a lifetime battle of rejection, insecurities, and daddy issues. It's like, girl, go to therapy already. Go to therapy already. Please. tells Ricky that she knows that he's been thinking about her and that she wants him and she knows how much that he wants her. She comes over to their house that night and she tells Amy that her and Ben got divorced. Ricky said, "Good night. I don't want to be in here talking to you." Because Grace called Amy and told her that Adrian wants Ricky now. Amy told Adrian that she can't have him. That it's not going to happen. That just because her and Ben got divorced, Ricky is not coming back to her. And she said, "You want to bet?" She said, "Go here." She said, "Read his messages." She said, "Just look at his phone." Ricky walked out of the room. He wasn't in the room when Amy went back to go find him, but his phone was. Amy went through his phone and she heard the messages. And Ricky called her with his phone and they talked about it. I definitely think Ricky keeping those messages in his phone was not okay. Here's the thing though. If he would have had to give the messages, it would have made him look guilty. But I started keeping the messages in his phone to make him look guilty. So it looks weird either way. But I definitely respect Ricky for saying that him hearing those voice messages was up to him whether or not if he gave into temptation. He could only control himself. He can't. It was all about whether or not he could control himself, and he did. He didn't rush over there. He didn't give to Adrian's temptations. He didn't give to any of that bullshit that she was trying to do with him. He didn't care about any of it. He was really mad that Amy had lack of trust in him because he felt like that he earned her trust, and you could tell that really hurt him, the fact that she didn't trust him because he's never trusted himself around people, or no one's ever trusted him really. In his relationships, they weren't even his relationship with Adrian, they didn't trust each other. So when he had someone like Amy when it's real, he expected her to trust him, which I can definitely understand. But Ricky, at the same time, when she left you those messages, you should have told me about it. You not telling me anything about it makes me want to trust you less. And I just felt like he wasn't kind of understanding that a little bit when Amy was trying to talk to him. And he was saying things like, I still have to remember that scene with him and Amy. But, she told him that, she said maybe you want to go back to Adrian because you're bored of me and John. She said maybe you don't want to live with the idiot who got pregnant at 15 and you had a baby with. He said, did I ever tell you that I didn't want to live with you or John? Did I ever think of John as just a baby that you had at 15? He said no. He said that he wants to be with her. She said she want to be with him too. She said she don't want to be like her parents with the back and forth and not knowing what they want to do. She said she wants a family with him. But she's definitely right. He should have not kept the voice messages to himself and things like that. So he said he's gonna go cool off, and he said he'll call her. He gave her a kiss, and she said that she's gonna let him cool off. He left. So that's what happened. Basically, that's what happened. I'll get into all that when I get to her and Ricky again, when I get to them. But so that happened. And really, after that, I don't really remember what else Adrian did in this season. Like, all of it, everything else after this is just such a big blur. I remember her dating Grace trying to hook her up with somebody, and I just didn't care about any of that. So, that's really how I feel about Adrian. I think in this season, she was, again, just all over the place. One minute you go from you feel sympathetic for her, and then the next minute she's just doing something stupid, and then it's like, I don't care about her. It's like, I don't care about Adrian. Not saying that she's not an uninteresting character. I just feel like after these storylines, they didn't know what else to do with her. After that, she was just super duper jealous of Amy and Ricky's relationship and trying to find ways to still get Ricky to come back to her when that never worked. Like, she was so mad. And then she got over it because I think she met that other guy at the end of season 4. I don't remember. I don't care to remember. And that's how it happened. So, yeah. This season is very weak when it comes to storylines, too, by the way. Like, I can hardly remember half the storylines in this season. Okay, on to Amy and Ricky. Honestly, y'all, from the way I'm feeling, I think I'm just going to conjoin her and Ricky together because their entire storyline really was just them being together, pretty much. I don't really remember them having any separate storylines. I know Ricky had the storyline on him getting to college. Actually, yeah, Ricky did have a controversial storyline. There was a storyline in this season where Ricky went for a college interview, a college tour, and a woman that he had a one-night stand with tried to force him into having sex with her. And when he told the counselor lady, she didn't believe him. That pissed me off. The fact that that wasn't seen as a big issue in the show, the fact that this woman tried to force a 18-year-old kid, teenager boy, to have sex with her so he could get into college is very weird. Very much an abuse of power. And I think the reason why it's overlooked is because she's a woman. It was only seen as a big issue when Amy went to go check her about it. When she said that you try to get Ricky to have sex with you and that he's not going to do that. He's happy with me, and I think Amy said the next time if you try that again, I will tell the authorities. It didn't happen again. She actually, I don't remember, the lady left the campus, like she left the office and left somewhere else. But then I remember Ricky getting into the college. So hooray for Ricky. I love Ricky. Ricky is easily the best character in the show. I love that for him. Ricky graduated. I love that for him as well. I love the fact that he was able to overcome all his adversity in life, from the traumatic childhood, from being in a toxic relationship with Adrian, to actually finding someone like Amy who's able to listen and care about his problems, having a son who helped shape his life, to having to graduate and to have a real opportunity at college. I feel like people who come to situations like that never thought that their life would ever end up in college. And I love that for Ricky. Like, I really love that for him. I feel like him and Amy, basically their entire storyline is just them getting together, which is not a problem for me. The only issue they ever really had in the season was when Adrian was trying to get back together. Was when Adrian tried to get back together with him, and Amy found out, and then episode 10 is when him and Amy consoled, they talked about it, and it was so cute. They talked about it, and he said his whole life he just tried not to be a victim, because that's all he's ever been, and he said it just really hurt him when she just didn't trust him. And she said she's sorry too. She said she should never jump to conclusions, and she said she should have let him explain it. And I agree. I just think just like, so even though if someone does try to explain it to you and they try to come up with a lie, I feel like just even hear them out, even if it is a lie, even if it is a lie, just you can tell when someone's lying when they do explain something to you. I just feel like Ricky, it was also honesty. He was right. The only thing he could do at the end of the day is control himself. He didn't. He didn't even care about what Adrian was doing. He didn't care about what she wanted to do. He didn't indulge in any of that bullshit. He didn't care. So yeah, that was cute. And then the other storyline they had was when Amy thought that she was pregnant again. Only to find out that she wasn't pregnant. She was just really late. She was late and she was just stressed. So that was it. But the biggest storyline in this season was when Ricky proposed to Amy at the graduation. It is one of the best TV show proposals, and I hate the fact that it doesn't get any recognition. It's one of the best TV show proposals to me, and it's one of the best. One of the best. I feel like the best TV show proposal that I've seen is probably... Damn, it's a tie between Nayli or Nathan. It's a tie between Nayli or Lathan. Nayli in season 3 when he was at the cabin when him and Kaylee was on the dock. That was really cute, and I love Lathan's proposal scene at the lake when her and Lucas first had their first conversation, and she was like, you don't know me, and first of all, you don't know me, and he said, I've always knew you, Peyton Sawyer, and she said, I'm glad that you always knew me. Like, it's a tie between those two. But I would definitely throw Amy and Ricky at number 3 because it's so overlooked. Like, it's so overlooked. Like, the speech was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. I hate the fact that no one else really looked happy for them. Like, her parents didn't really look that happy for them. Like, I hated that. But I'm happy for Amy and Ricky. Yeah, the storyline for season 4 was just really bad. This season was just really, like, it was okay. If I'm telling you, if you watch this season on a binge, good luck watching it, good luck sitting through it, because me, honestly, y'all, it took everything in me to not want to skip episodes in this season. Like, a lot of episodes just felt like filler, really. Like, Amy and Ricky were the best thing about this season, and it did not need to be. I think this season was like, what, I think 24 episodes? That's too long when the show is, when there's not a lot of storylines, keeping it interesting. I'm not kidding. I give season 4 an F+, because this season is where I really started to realize that the show was losing ideas and just losing storylines. But even though season 4 was a mess, no, season 4 was boring. Even though season 4 was boring, nothing compares in comparison to season 5. This season is a jumble of mess. This season managed to ruin 2 of my favorite characters in the show, Amy and Ricky. Y'all, honestly, I really don't even care about the other characters at this point. I only care about Amy and Ricky. So we're just gonna talk about Amy and Ricky, because the other characters don't matter. Grace don't matter. Asia doesn't matter. Ben doesn't matter. His entire character arc in this season is just being obsessed with Amy. Literally. Ben stalks Amy. He follows her around. He is just a weirdo. He is so weird. He's such a stalker. His entire storyline is just stalking Amy and invading her personal space. It's really annoying. It's really like Joe Goldberg style, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, no one ever calls him out about it. Like, not even Amy. She doesn't even let him know that what he's doing is very weird. It's like, what the hell? But honestly, y'all, just about to turn my fan off. The only storylines that matter in this season is Amy and Ricky. This show managed to ruin the best fucking couple in the entire show with this dumb ass storyline, or that Amy is going away to college in New York. This storyline ruined her and Ricky's relationship. And it's like, where the fuck do I even begin with this storyline? Ricky finds out that Amy is moving to New York, but he reads her mail. Amy said she's not gonna go. He said, why not? She said because she said she has a son and she's gonna get married, and she said that just can't work. So Ricky doesn't believe her, and I didn't believe Amy either. This whole season, Amy was really the bad guy. Like, really the bad guy. She was lying a lot, saying one thing when she actually meant another thing. Her and Ricky, they actually got married in episode 1 of season 5, which was really cute. That was probably their last cute moment, because every other moment in this season with them was just them fighting and them bickering, and it was just like the writers said, fuck their cute moment. So episode 1 for season 5 was their last time they were cute. Y'all, this run is just, it's so aggravating. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Oh my gosh. So I always like to give a little short recap of what the storyline is before I indulge in my thoughts. But okay, let's get to it. Basically, what the whole storyline is, just to do our recap, is that Amy wants to go to New York, but she feels trapped because she had a baby at 15. She's with Ricky, and she's gonna get married. She feels like she can't do what she want to do because all these things are happening while she's still so young. And what about when she in high school for such a long time? God damn. Because she's happening so young. Ricky is in college, and Ricky is emotionally detaching himself from Amy, and he's attaching himself to another girl. Her name is Carolyn. Ricky is basically falling for her. I wouldn't say falling in love, but he's growing feelings for her. But when she tried to confess her feelings for him, he said that it's not going to happen between them because he's with Amy. So it was just weird to me, because this whole season it definitely felt like he liked her. They were always together. He invited her over to his house for dinner. without even letting Amy know that he invited her over here for dinner. Then that episode that she was there and Amy came back to check on Ricky, she thought that the girl was there at their apartment. She thought her and Ricky was upstairs having sex. Amy and Ricky definitely were not the same people that they were in the first 4 seasons. This season managed to derail both of them. And if I was going to say how, let's start with Amy first. Because I feel like with her, she was moving weird. She was moving really awful. And I feel like no one really holds her accountable for it. Everyone tried to take her side when it's like, no, she was really wrong for how the way she was going about things. So with Amy. Amy gets this letter about her going to New York. She wants to go, but she feels like she's trapped because she has a kid, she's getting married, and she doesn't know what to do. I feel like it was very wrong for her to try to blame her circumstances on why she can't go. When she's getting a grant, a full-ass scholarship to go to New York, she's getting a free apartment on the campus. Amy told me you can't get married, and you and Ricky, I just can't pack up and go down there when school starts. That's an excuse to me, a huge ass excuse. She's telling Adrian and her father one thing, that she don't want to get married, that she wants to be with Ricky, but she doesn't want to get married. She's telling other people that she loves him, but she don't know if she's in love with him anymore. She's telling her dad that she thinks that she's boring because Ricky's been with other girls, and she feels that her sex life is draining. It just was so confusing to me about all these feelings that her and Ricky were having about each other. And him too. He was saying the exact same things that Amy was saying. It's just like, where did these feelings come from? She told Adrian at the dinner, she told Adrian and Grace when they went to dinner, that she doesn't want to be married. That she doesn't want to get married. Grace said the same thing too. She said she don't want to get married to Jack. Adrian asked them, then why are you guys getting married? They said because they don't want to hurt them. It's like, y'all are not the good guys by saying that. You guys are the bad guys. How do you think y'all the good guys if y'all are saying yes, but then y'all saying one thing? Y'all having cold feet, but yet y'all telling other people all this other shit? It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Ben stole her wedding band, and Ben tells her when she came back to get it from him, he said you shouldn't leave people on the hook. He said you shouldn't. He said if you don't want to get married to Ricky, then you shouldn't make him think that you want to get married. Even though Ben is like, you're a stalker, you've been stalking her, but he's not wrong. Amy, you're telling people one thing. No, you're telling Ricky one thing, but yet you're telling everybody else who your friends are, who your quote unquote friends. You tell them another. And it was just so weird to me that she had all these feelings just literally out of nowhere. Like, there was no explaining on where any of these feelings of doubt, cold feet, insecurity, none of it was explained. Like, no matter how many times I go back and I watch this season just to understand, I never understand. I never ever understand where any of these feelings came from when it came to her and Ricky. Like, I never ever get it. I don't ever understand where it comes from. Amy felt trapped. I could understand that. I get it. She had a child at 15. Now she's with the father of her baby. They're in love with each other. They went from not really caring about each other to learning how to be friends and then falling in love with each other. Now her and Ricky, they're in love. She said yes to his proposal and then tried to make him feel bad for proposing because she can't go to New York. If you know you sign up for a school that you're gonna have to be there next year in the fall as soon as summer is over, why would you say yes? Why would you say yes? Even when Ricky said we can propose, we can date the wedding for another date or a year. We can just wait until you're in college and get done what you're doing, and then we can get married. She tells him no. She says she wants to get married right away. She says she doesn't want to wait. This is what she tells him. Every time Ricky tries to have a talk and everything like that, she tells him that she wants to be married to him. She wants to be with him and John. And then she tells her, her and Ricky got into a conversation. She tells Ricky that if she does move to New York, her and Ricky could go to New York and John could stay here and George can raise him. Let me get this straight. You want to move all the way to New York with your husband and leave your child here in California with your dad to raise him, and what, you come see him, what, every other month, every other year, every other week? What sense does that make? And even Ricky said, that doesn't even make sense. Why can't we just raise John? She talked about daycare out there is really expensive and yada yada yada. And Ricky said that Leo, Ben's dad, he said that Leo, cause he left the no, he didn't leave the butcher shop for Ricky. I don't think so. Ricky became manager at the butcher shop, and Amy tried to use that as an excuse too. She talked about, well, you're a manager down here. It's going to be it's going to take for you forever to find out the job down there in New York. Now if you got a college degree and he got an assistant and managing degree, Amy, he could find a job down there in New York easily. She kept trying to find excuses to not have Ricky move down there with her because she wanted to escape. She was afraid to admit that she wanted to get out. She didn't want to be married. Amy didn't want to be married. Amy didn't want to be a mother anymore. And that to me is fucking selfish. How the hell do you just decide that you don't want to be these things anymore because you feel trapped? I can understand you feeling trapped, but instead of voicing that, you try to take it out on the other people around you because you can't speak the fuck up. There was so many times that Ricky would blatantly ask her in her face, Amy, what do you want to do? What the fuck do you want to do? She tells him time and time and time again that she wants to get married and she wants to be with him and John. When honestly, that's not what she wanted to do. Then, at the end of the season, once Adrian told Ricky about what Grace and Amy said at the dinner, that they don't want to be married with them, that they don't want to get married, Ricky's not mad. Like the episode that he found out in, he's not mad. They kind of saved all that aggression for the last episode when him and Amy broke up. And one of the most overlooked breakup scenes in TV show history, in teen drama history. That breakup scene between Amy and Ricky is so frustrating to watch because the writers blatantly wasted their potential. Amy and Ricky could have been an endgame couple if the season was not written the way it was written. And that's so fucking frustrating to me. So frustrating. Ricky is not mad once he finds out from Adrian that Amy doesn't want to get married and she has no intention on taking him or John to New York with her. She wants to go to New York to get away. They said the last bit of this aggression for the final episode in season 5, when him and Amy finally break up and decide to call it quits. He tells Amy that she said don't be angry with me. He said how can I not be angry when he said he's giving you opportunity after opportunity to be honest. Now you're telling me that you don't want to go through with it? After I've given you opportunity to be honest with me, you choose not to be. Are you fucking kidding me? He told her that he hates her. She said that you're gonna be like that and I hate you too. I hate you. I hate you because you were lying to me in my face, blatantly lying, telling me one thing but you're telling other people another thing. No, Amy, I got so much aggression for your ass that you're not even ready for it. And then she tells him, he said, I love you and I love John. He said that he changed his whole life for her. And I don't want to even, I feel like that line should not even just been about Amy. Because I feel like he didn't make those changes just for Amy. He made those changes for him. Ricky spent his whole life in therapy trying to be a better man, trying to be a better person. And I think that Amy has a lot to do with it, but it's also the work that he put into, because he went to school, he graduated, he went to college, he became a good father. All the things that he thought he was not capable of, turns out he was. He thought he wasn't capable of having a what they call it, I forgot what it's called. He thought he wasn't capable of having a relationship, but he was. A serious relationship. He was ready for it. And I can understand why he said he did a lot of changes for her, because when he didn't have to make things work out with her because of the feelings that they had. He could have kept doing his own thing. But he decided that he really liked Amy, that he was feeling her, that they just couldn't avoid their feelings, which I feel that was incapable of doing, because you ask me, him and Amy always had feelings for each other from season. I feel like in season 1, I could definitely feel like they were building her and Ricky up, like that was going to be the overall story of the show. But season 2 is when I really felt like the show was really building her and Ricky up, in my opinion. But sorry, thirsty. I just feel like him saying that he made a lot of changes for Amy, I feel like that shouldn't just go to Amy, because again, he made a lot of those changes for himself. And when she told Ricky that you don't love me, you love John, but you don't love me, he said, what's the difference? So that breakup scene just really pissed me off. I feel like I'm forgetting some things, but I'm not going to talk about it, because the more I talk about it, the more for sure I get. Amy basically just decides to leave California, leave her son with Ricky, and she just go off and she just gets her career, which is fine. I don't want people to think because I'm saying these things that I'm not saying that Amy can't have her career. She can. I want her to go to college. Take that full ass scholarship. Take the full grant. Shit, she getting paid through college because of her role in the band. She's getting paid through college. Fucking take it. That would be anyone who wouldn't consider it is a fool. What I'm mad about is how she went about things, and I feel like the reason why people did not hold her accountable enough in that season, because she was a woman and because she had a baby at 15, people just thought that she was allowed to be selfish because she was never once selfish in her life. Me personally, I don't agree with being selfish. I can understand it's one thing if you're single and you're doing your own thing. Okay, you can be selfish. But Amy has a kid. Amy has to get married. She didn't consider John or Ricky's feelings when it came to her decision. She did all the decision making on her own, not caring about who she was gonna hurt. That to me is not okay, and I would never understand the excuses made for that. It was not okay. It will never ever be okay. The things that she was doing was not okay, and that's not right. Amy was really the villain, and everyone who thought that Ricky was the one who's going to end up hurting her and end up playing her, he proved y'all wrong by the end of the season, because Amy was the one who hurt him. On to Ricky's portion of this season, and what frustrated me a little bit about Ricky, about they kind of derailed him. They derailed him a little bit, not a lot, but still he was derailed a little bit. So the derailment with Ricky a little bit is him emotionally tying himself to another woman, and him not being honest with Amy about his feelings that he had about that girl, because he had a dream about him cheating. Okay, let me see this. He's had a dream about cheating on Amy with this girl, and then Amy shows up in the dream and tells him that she shouldn't be with him. So he was feeling guilty about it, but still he was trying to give in to his desires. Then he tells his therapist in therapy that he has thoughts about cheating on Amy the entire time that he's been in college with that girl Carolyn. That he's had thoughts about cheating on her, but he's not indulging in it because he's not that person anymore. But he's had thoughts about cheating. That to me really just made me look at Ricky different. Like, really, Ricky? Really? That just doesn't look like the Ricky that I know. The new Ricky who's learned his mistakes and learned to not indulge in his desires, I think the new Ricky wouldn't say those things. I can understand that him and Amy are having a rough patch, but him telling his therapist fully blown out loud that he's had thoughts about cheating on Amy, that to me just makes me look at Ricky like, wow, way to derail his character. Then he tells Madison and Lauren that he don't know what Amy is thinking. That he loves her and he wants to be with her, but it doesn't seem like she feels the same way. And no, he said that he wants to be with her, but he said it doesn't feel like she wants to be with him. He said it doesn't feel like she even likes him anymore. So they asked him, they said, do you love her? He said he don't even know what that means. He said he's in love with her, but they said, do you love her? He said, I don't know what that means. So I'm just thinking like, What the fuck you want to do this for? If that too, I really feel like if Amy was not gonna be the one to end the to not want to get married, I feel like Ricky should have been the one to call off the wedding, because it obviously feel like he wasn't feeling the same way about her either. They both were questioning what the fuck made them fall in love with each other. Like, what the fuck? The fact that they were saying that they were only together because of John, it just makes me feel like, wow, so the show honestly forgot everything that they wrote for the relationship. If they were only together for John, they could have been together in season 1. If that was the case, that's so stupid to say. That makes no sense. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's so asinine that they don't even make him say something like that. I definitely agree with Lauren. The way that Amy was moving was very selfish. But Ricky don't make it no better when he's not being honest about how he's feeling, and he should call off the wedding. If Amy was not going to call off the wedding, he should have been the one to call off the wedding. Period, point blank. Then he had a conversation with with Amy's dad, George. George was basically telling Ricky that he needs to talk Amy out of going to New York because it's stupid if John and Ricky are not going down there with him. He's told George that he wants her to go down there. He said that she hasn't been able to do anything for herself since she got married at 15. He blamed himself for why she can't do nothing with her life because she got pregnant at 15. Even though it takes two to tango. I can understand Ricky wanted her to go down there and explore for herself because she hasn't been able to do that since she got pregnant. The only time that Amy was actually got out and to be free and clear her head was in season 3 when she went on that it was the music tour. What was it? She went there for a music project or something. She went to New York. And he said that he just felt like the best thing for Amy is for her to go down there and for him and John to stay here. And George said he don't think that's a good idea. And I agree. That's a dumb idea. So when him and George talk about it, I think he just wanted to try what he could to convince Amy that him and John should come down there. Like, Leo had a whole ass apartment for them to stay in that was already fully rented and paid for. So they didn't even have to worry about rent. And Amy still didn't want to take Ricky down there? Yeah, she definitely wanted to go down there. She wanted to escape. She didn't want to be with Ricky. She wanted to be with him. And then the last thing, the biggest thing that took me out, was when him and Ethan was talking, his foster brother, that just popped up out of nowhere. They were talking about sex, and Ethan said that, how do you feel when you have sex with Amy? He said, honestly, you want to know the truth? He said he don't feel nothing. He said that he was told that when you have sex, a part of you is supposed to always go away when you have sex with that person. He said he don't feel nothing with Amy because he's been with multiple girls, so it don't feel like nothing. Sex don't feel like nothing to him anymore. That took me out. I feel like Bertie Mac. America, that's it. I'm checking out. I completely checked out in this entire season. I just feel like a lot of things that Amy and Ricky were saying, it just sounded like complete character derailment, character dismissed, and just very disappointing. Like, I just didn't understand any of the decisions made. I didn't understand the decisions. I didn't understand the storylines. I just didn't understand any of it. Like, the show ended on such a, like, it ended on a cliffhanger. Like, it felt like it wasn't even a finale episode. Like, it felt like it was just like a cliffhanger. Like, what are we doing? Like, not a cliffhanger. It felt like it wasn't really finished. Like, it felt like it was more that could have been that episode, and it just ended like that. And I hated it. Only for her to reveal years later that Ricky met Amy in New York, and her and Ricky eloped again. It's like, that doesn't mean anything to me, because in the show you blatantly ruined the relationship for your own enjoyment, just to have a season. I think the reason why she ruined the relationship was because she wanted the season to have drama, and instead of having drama, you ruined the show because you ruined the best couple on the show. Why would you do that? Why? Ricky and Amy should have been in game, and she ruined it. And I don't care about no years later reveal. I wanted them to be in game in that season. what should have happened is that Amy and Ricky should have called off. So if we were doing things my way, what should have happened is that once Ricky found out about the letter, Amy should have told him that she wants to go to New York and that she wants Ricky and John to come with her when she starts college in the fall. Ricky should have told her that he can find college and that he can. What should have happened is that Amy should have been helping him find other colleges down there and finding a job for him to do down there. Like I said, he's a manager and he has his college degree already. He can do college and he can find a job down there easily. Don't tell me that he can't, because he can. Me personally, I would have not made him and Amy detached from each other in the season. If anything, they should have been together more than ever after everything. I feel like she intentionally tried to make this college thing ruin the relationship when honestly it should have brought them together. It ruined their relationship, like it really did. To me personally, I would have made Amy and Ricky happy about her going to college down there, and Amy should have told him that they should all go down there together. That way they can be together, and then that way Ricky could tell her that Leo has a house down there and is already fully paid for it. They don't even have to worry about paying for rent. Only thing they have to worry about now is putting John in daycare, and I think she said that comes with. She told the college that she has a kid, so they got a daycare for her that's fully paid for. Why would you not accept these things, these opportunities that's being handed to you? I don't understand. You're getting things fully paid for because you're in college with grants and a scholarship and you're not taking it? That don't even make sense to me. The whole Ricky and Carolyn storyline, that would have never even been written, because again, I would have made him and Amy happy together in this season. Like, she intentionally ruined their relationship on purpose just to create drama, and I hated it. So to me, I think seasons 4 and 5 of The Secret Life of a Teenager are really, really bad seasons. I feel like if you binge the show, good luck with these 2 seasons, because honestly, these 2 seasons really drew me out. Seasons 1 through 3 are the peak of this show. I'm sorry. Seasons 4 and 5 are bad. I feel like if you binge this show, good luck watching these seasons. But seasons 1 through 3 are great seasons. Those seasons are very fucking great. I don't have nothing bad to say about seasons 1, 2, and 3. Nothing bad. And I have to finish my part 2 of season 3. So that will be coming very shortly. I might have to charge this tablet and then make the review about it. But as for seasons 4 and 5, I hate them. Really bad seasons. The storylines of season 4 were boring. The storylines of season 5 was just stupid, and you derailed the 2 best characters, and you ruined the best relationship in the entire show just to create drama. So that's what I have to say. Enjoy the review, and y'all take care.